What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice coming at you, second weekend of Wisconsin bow hunting. Again, if you're looking for a kill, this is not your video. We did not pull the trigger this weekend. We had some opportunities, and we're finally closing in on the buck that we're looking to shoot. So if you like these videos, hit the thumbs up, go down at the bottom, subscribe. We won't have any more bow hunting videos for a couple of weeks. Next weekend is opener of Southern Duck, so we'll be making some videos then. And the following weekend is the youth gun hunt, so I'll be taking my daughter out for that. So let's get into the video. I'm sorry if there's any wind noise. It's pretty windy. I am up on a ridge off of the food plot. We have 15 acres of tillable, and about 4 acres is right down there. So I have a feeling Chelsea just shot a deer. I just saw 5 adult deer run across my little tiny sliver of the food plot. Chelsea's sitting over the food plot. She went in there about an hour before me, and I just saw a bunch of deer run. The wind, her wind is blowing directly towards me, and my wind is blowing completely away from those deer, so they didn't wind us. She's real close. She's like 50 yards from me. I can't see her. Any deer that blows at my wife gets shot. Really? Ridiculous. Right at close, somebody's shooting in the rifle. Yeah. So the neighbor's been blowing off rifle rounds for like 15 minutes. Right at close. He's about, I don't know, half a 40 away, 150, 200 yards. It's, it's his property. It's his right. He can do that, no problem. But it's a little frustrating. I didn't see anything. You heard the deer blowing that Chelsea saw. Chelsea did not shoot one. She saw at least 9 deer. I never saw one. Other than the ones I saw run across the field, they were like 150 yards away. But nothing on my trails, so we will see you tomorrow morning. So what the hell happened?
Well, I'm sitting there looking around, nothing. And then out in the distance, at our property line, I see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The numbers were just growing. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to sit here. They're way over there, not even on our property. I'm just going to sit and watch and whatever. So I did that. And then they slowly started to move in. And as they crossed into our property, then a buck walked in. And he's just meandering with all of them. And they all slowly started to come. And then something spooked them. Something happened. And a lot of them ran right to our food plot. And I was like, okay, right.
They ran towards you then.
Yes. At that point, they ran to me.
They got close.
Yeah, but the buck stayed behind. And I was like, okay. So I'm keeping an eye on him, seeing where he's going, what he's doing. And they're getting closer and getting closer. And I was like, okay. At this point, I just have my phone out because I'm like, I'm pretty sure, based on size, it legit looked like does and fawns. At least 2 of those 7 or 8 that were still there were very, very large. So I was like, these got to be fawns, right? They're real small compared to those 2. So I was like, okay, there's so many of them, and I really want the buck. So I'm going to wait. And if he's too small to shoot, well, it'll be too late to ask for forgiveness, right? So I waited on him. He went the opposite way. He crossed the field towards our property, not towards the food plot.
Towards me.
Towards him. Yep. And I was gonna try and text him, and of course I had no network connection. Didn't matter anyways. So there was 3 more, and one was a big doe. The other one was either a really young doe or maybe a nub buck, and then a baby, still bright orange little baby. And I'm pretty sure the one I was waiting for to come at me was Mom.
And the
'Cause
fawn,
the fawn stayed with that one, and the other one.
Is the fawn the one that blew at you?
No, the one that was not in my line of vision to shoot goes into the woods about 3 feet, and I hear a squirrel barking, and I was like, here we go again. It walks in 3 feet, and she is stomping and blowing, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I just had all of these. None of those blew at me. None of them. They all just meandered on. For 10 minutes, she blew, and they just stood there. Mom, baby, and that one just stood in the same place. And I'm sitting there. About 7 o'clock rolls around, and I was like, okay, it closes. I'm looking at my phone to see what time it is. I look up, and there is a giant in my food plot. And I was like, okay. He starts walking and eating. He's actually walking towards me. And then Karen came out. And he's like, who dis? Turns around and just walks right back into the woods.
Which way? Away?
Away. And he just walked real nice. Like, he didn't run. He didn't try.
Not
just,
onto our property, not
No.
to our bedding.
No. He just nicely walked. And then she stood there. And she was all like, no.
So, moral of the story, folks, this is just one day of a hunt. I did not see a single deer other than the ones that ran away from her. The neighbor came out right at close, started shooting his rifle, completely his right.
Before that.
Completely his right,
hear.
and you know, it is what it is. That's what people do, you know, around here in God's country.
Yep.
Our
The big buck was in the food plot, and then he shot, and it didn't bother him at first. Then
It
he shot
doesn't-
again.
It doesn't
And then he was
completely
like,
bother him.
What's this?
Yeah, it doesn't completely bother him.
And then he started to walk away.
It, you know, it was just one of those nights. I'm glad Chelsea got to see a bunch of deer.
It's these stupid Karens who just like to trot around and be noisy.
Deer are way smarter than people give them credit for.
Well, apparently that one was smarter than the 15 before her.
We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. It is Sunday night, and I'm still hunting. All the kids and my wife left, but I pushed myself into a stand that I don't really ever want to go unless it's the rut or I really, really, really want to kill something. The reason I did it is because next weekend is opening of duck hunting, so I won't be bow hunting. And the following weekend is youth gun season, so we'll be filming with Addie. And Addie will almost certainly kill a deer. So I pushed in to pretty close to the bedding, real close to the food plot. And if we do not see a bunch of deer tonight, I will be absolutely astonished. So we have a trail coming here, a trail coming here. We have trail over here. We have trails all through here. And this is like the heart of the bedding is this way behind me. And then you can see here, we are overlooking. There's a little divider right there. This is all food plot. And then out there is fresh planted hay and wheat. So we're gonna see some dang deer today. Hopefully we get a shot. There's some good scrapes right down in here, and the deer have been in this thick. Chelsea saw a whole bunch last night, so. There's 7 in the food plot. Looks like 3 fawns and 4 does. It's only 5:30, so we got a lot of time left. We got over an hour and a half. They're directly upwind to me. No clue that I'm here. see what else comes out. Have deer really close, but that buck is the buck that I'm after. We call him Wiper. That is the buck I'm after. I think he's the oldest deer on our property that we've seen. And if he gives me a shot, I'm shooting him. No questions asked. He's not a giant, but he's an older deer. All right, well, that's it for this one. It was pretty interesting weekend. Saw a lot of deer. Got pretty close to getting a shot on the buck that we're after, and all around just a good learning experience and a good hunt. So it'll be a couple of weeks, like I said, before we get back to bow hunting is my best guess. But next weekend we'll be doing some duck hunting, and the following weekend we will be doing the youth gun hunt. So if you like it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.